I married my sister's ex-boyfriend. She cried at my wedding. She said he was dangerous. I did not listen. Now I know why she left him. I am 24 years old. I grew up in a small, quiet town. The town is surrounded by big green hills. I had a simple life. I lived with my older sister, Emma. Our parents died when we were young. It was a sad time, but we had each other. Emma was my best friend. Emma was my mother. Emma was my father. She did everything for me. We lived in a little house. It had a bright yellow door. I loved our house. It was safe. It was warm. I thought life was easy. I thought love was easy. I was very wrong. Emma is 3 years older than me. She was always the smart one. She was the strong one. She worked at a bank. She wore nice clothes. She smiled a lot. I looked up to her. I wanted to be like her. I worked in a small coffee shop. I liked my job. I liked the smell of coffee. I liked talking to people. It was a simple job, but I was happy. We were happy. Then Mark came into our lives. Mark was a handsome man. He had dark hair. He had bright blue eyes. He had a big, white smile. He walked into Emma's bank one day. He talked to her. He asked her for coffee. Emma said yes. Emma came home that day. Her face was red. She was very happy. She said, "I met a wonderful man. His name is Mark." I was happy for her. I wanted my sister to be happy. She deserved it. She worked so hard. Emma and Mark started dating. They went to restaurants. They went to the movies. Mark came to our house. He brought flowers, red flowers, pink flowers, yellow flowers. He brought chocolate. He was very polite. He called me little sister. I liked him. He seemed like a good man. He seemed perfect. But sometimes, perfect is a lie. A year passed. Emma and Mark were still together. But Emma started to change. She did not smile as much. She did not laugh as loud. Sometimes she came home early. She went straight to her room. She shut the door. I could hear her. She was crying. I knocked on the door. I asked, "Emma, are you okay?" She always said, "Yes, I am just tired. Work is hard." But I knew she was lying. Sisters know these things. Her eyes were red. Her hands were shaking. She looked tired, but not work tired. Soul tired. One night, Mark came to our house for dinner. I cooked chicken and rice. We sat at the table. Emma dropped her fork. It made a loud noise. Mark looked at her. His eyes were not kind. His blue eyes looked cold, like ice. He did not say anything. He just looked. Emma quickly picked up the fork. Her hands were shaking. She whispered, "I am sorry." Mark smiled a little, but it was not a nice smile. It was a scary smile. I felt strange. My stomach felt bad, but I did not say anything. I was young. I did not understand. 2 weeks later, Emma packed a bag. It was a Tuesday. It was raining. I remember the rain on the window. It sounded like small drums. Emma stood by the door. She looked at me. She looked very serious. She said, I am leaving Mark. I was surprised. I asked, why? What happened? Emma took a deep breath. She looked down at the floor. Then she looked at my eyes. She said, he is dangerous. He is not a good man. Stay away from him. I was confused. I said, but he brings you flowers. He smiles. He is polite. Emma shook her head. A tear fell down her face. She wiped it away quickly. She said, the flowers are a lie. The smile is a mask. Just promise me, stay away from him. I promised. I said, okay, Emma, I promise. Emma broke up with Mark. He did not come to our house anymore. No more flowers. No more chocolate. Emma started to heal. She started to smile again. She started to laugh again. Our house felt light. Our house felt happy. Life went back to normal. Time passed. 2 years went by. I was 22 years old now. Emma got a new job in a big city. She moved away. I was sad to see her go, but I was happy for her. She needed a new start. I stayed in our little house. I kept my job at the coffee shop. I liked my routine. I woke up. I drank tea. I went to work. I made coffee. I went home. I read books. I was a little lonely, but I was okay. Then one rainy Thursday, the bell above the coffee shop door rang. I looked up. My heart stopped for a second. It was Mark. He walked in. He shook the rain off his coat. He looked older. He looked tired. He walked to the counter. He looked at me. He looked surprised. He said, his voice was soft. "Hello, Mark," I said. My voice was quiet. I remembered my promise to Emma. I remembered her words. He is dangerous. Mark smiled. It was a sad smile. "How are you? It has been a long time." "I am fine," I said. "What can I get you?" "Just a black coffee, please," he said. I made his coffee. My hands were a little shaky. I gave him the cup. He gave me a $5 bill. He told me to keep the change. He did not leave. He stood at the counter. He looked at me. "I miss your sister," he said quietly. "I miss her a lot." I did not know what to say. I just cleaned the counter. "She broke my heart," Mark said. He looked down at his coffee. He looked so sad. He looked like a lost boy. I loved her so much. I gave her everything. I do not know why she left me. I felt sorry for him. I know I should not feel sorry, but I did. I have a soft heart. That is my problem. My heart is too soft. She said we were not a good match, I said quickly. I did not want to talk about Emma. Mark sighed. Maybe she was right, but it still hurts. It is nice to see you. You look beautiful. You grew up. He smiled at me. A real smile, a warm smile. Then he left. I thought about him all day. I thought about his sad eyes. I thought about his nice words. You look beautiful. No one ever called me beautiful. Emma was the beautiful one. I was just the quiet sister. It felt nice to hear that word. It felt very nice. The next day, Mark came back. He ordered another black coffee. He talked to me again. He asked about my life. He asked about my job. He listened to me. He really listened. He looked right into my eyes. When I spoke, he smiled. He started coming to the coffee shop every day. Every single day. We became friends. We talked about books. We talked about movies. We talked about life. He was very smart. He was very funny. He made me laugh. I looked forward to seeing him. I woke up excited. I chose my clothes carefully. I brushed my hair carefully. I wanted to look nice for him. One day, my shift at the coffee shop ended. Mark was waiting outside. The sun was shining. The sky was very blue. He said, "Would you like to take a walk in the park with me?" I remembered my promise to Emma. Stay away from him. But Emma was not here. Emma was in the big city. Emma did not understand Mark. Mark was not dangerous. Mark was kind. Mark was my friend. Yes, I said, I would like that. We walked in the park. The trees were green. The birds were singing. It was a beautiful day. We sat on a wooden bench. We talked for hours. He told me stories about his childhood. He told me about his dreams. He asked about my dreams. I just want to be happy, I told him. I want a simple, happy life. I want to feel loved. Mark looked at me. He reached out. He touched my hand. His hand was warm. His hand was big. You deserve to be loved, he said softly. You are special. You are kinder than Emma. You are than Emma. You are better. My heart beat fast. Boom, boom, boom. I felt a warm feeling in my chest. He said I was better than Emma. Nobody ever said that. I was always second. Now I was first. I felt special. I wanted to stay in that moment forever. Maybe you know this feeling. You feel lonely for a long time. Then someone sees you. Someone tells you that you are special. It is like a drug. You want more. You need more. I needed Mark. I needed him to tell me I was good. We started dating secretly. I did not tell Emma. I knew she would be angry. I knew she would say no. So I kept it a secret. Secrets are heavy. They make your mind tired. But I thought Mark was worth it. He was the perfect boyfriend. He bought me gifts. A silver necklace. A blue dress. A soft pink scarf. He took me to nice restaurants. I ate food I never ate before. I felt like a princess. I felt like I was in a movie. Why did Emma leave you? I asked him one night. We were eating dinner. The candles were burning on the table. Mark sighed. He looked sad again. Emma is a very angry person, you know that. She wants everything to be perfect. If it is not perfect, she gets mad. I tried my best, but I was never good enough for her. She said terrible things to me. She broke my spirit. I nodded. Emma could be strict. Emma was the older sister. She liked to be the boss. I believed Mark. I believed everything he said. I thought Emma was mean to him. I felt bad for him. I wanted to protect him. 6 months passed. We were very much in love. At least, I thought it was love. One weekend, Emma came back to our small town. She came to visit me. I was excited, but I was also scared. I had to hide Mark. Emma walked into the house. She looked great. She wore a nice black suit. She hugged me tight. "I missed you, little sister," she said. "I missed you too, Emma," I said. We sat in the living room. We drank tea. We talked about her new job. We talked about my life. Everything was going well. Then my phone rang. It was sitting on the table. The screen lit up. A picture of Mark and me appeared. Mark was kissing my cheek. I was smiling. The name on the screen said "My Love." Emma saw it. She stopped talking. The room went silent, very silent. You could hear a pin drop. Emma reached out and picked up the phone. She looked at the screen. Her face turned pale, white like a ghost. She looked at me. Her eyes were wide. Her mouth was open. She whispered, "What is this?" My hands started to shake. I felt cold. I could not speak. "Answer me," Emma yelled. She never yelled at me. "Are you seeing Mark?" I swallowed hard. My throat was dry. "Yes," I said quietly. Emma dropped the phone. It hit the table with a loud crack. She stood up. She started to walk around the room. She put her hands on her head. She was breathing fast. "No, no, no," she kept saying. "No, please tell me this is a joke. Please." "It is not a joke, Emma," I said. I stood up too. I tried to be brave. "I love him, and he loves me." Emma stopped walking. She looked at me. Her eyes filled with tears, real tears. She ran to me. She grabbed my shoulders. She shook me a little. "You do not understand," Emma cried. "He is dangerous. I told you. I warned you. He will hurt you." I pushed her hands away. I felt angry now. Why could she not be happy for me? Why did she have to ruin everything? "You are just jealous," I shouted. "You are jealous because he loves me more. You are jealous because I am happy. He told me how mean you were to him. He told me everything." Emma looked shocked. She stepped back. The tears fell down her face. She looked broken. "He told you I was mean," she whispered. "He used to yell at me for hours. He used to break things. He threw a glass at my head once. It missed me by an inch. He controls everything. What you wear, who you talk to. He is a monster." I shook my head. I put my hands over my ears. "Liar, you are lying. He is kind. He is gentle. He bought me this necklace." I touched the silver necklace around my neck. Emma looked at the necklace. She laughed. A sad, empty laugh. "He bought me the same one," she said, "after he threw the glass." I did not want to listen anymore. I ran to the door. I opened it. "Get out," I screamed. "Get out of my house, Emma. Do not come back until you can respect my choice." Emma walked to the door. She moved slowly, like an old woman. She stopped at the door. She looked at me one last time. "I love you," she said. "I will always love you. When you need me, I will be there. But please be careful." She walked out the yellow door. She walked into the rain. I shut the door loud. Bang. I sat on the floor. I cried. I cried for a long time. I lost my sister. But I had Mark. Mark was all I needed. I called Mark. He came over quickly. I told him what happened. He held me in his arms. He kissed my hair. "It is okay, my sweet," he said. "You did the right thing. She is a toxic person. We do not need her. We only need each other." His words made me feel better. I felt safe in his arms. I felt loved. A year later, Mark asked me to marry him. He took me to the park, the same park where we had our first walk. He got down on one knee. He held out a little black box. Inside was a beautiful ring, a shiny gold ring with a bright stone. "You are my world. You are my heart. Would you marry me?" he asked. I started to cry. Happy tears this time. "Yes," I said. "Yes, Mark, I will marry you." He put the ring on my finger. It fit perfectly. It felt heavy. It felt real. We hugged. People in the park clapped. It was a perfect day. We planned the wedding. It was going to be a big wedding. I bought a long white dress. It had lace. It was beautiful. I felt like a queen. We invited 50 people, Mark's friends, my friends from the coffee shop. I had to invite Emma. She was my sister. Blood is blood. I sent her an invitation in the mail. I did not know if she would come. We did not speak for a year, not one word. The wedding day arrived. It was a Saturday in June. The sun was hot. The sky was clear. I stood in the back of the church. My hands were shaking. My heart was beating fast. I looked in the mirror. I looked beautiful, but I also looked a little scared. Marriage is a big step. The music started to play. Dum, 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 dum. I walked down the aisle. I held a big bunch of white flowers. I looked at the people. They were smiling. They were happy. I looked at the front of the church. Mark stood there. He wore a black suit. He looked handsome. He was smiling at me. Then I looked to the left side. I saw her. Emma. She was sitting in the second row. She wore a dark blue dress. She looked thin. She looked pale. Our eyes met. She was crying. She was not crying happy tears. You can tell the difference. Happy tears are soft. Happy tears have a smile behind them. Emma's tears were heavy. Her face was twisted in pain. She covered her mouth with her hand. Her shoulders shook. She looked like she was at a funeral, not a wedding. My heart squeezed tight. A cold feeling washed over me. For a second, I wanted to stop walking. I wanted to turn around. I wanted to run to her and say, "I am sorry. Let's go home." But I looked back at Mark. His smile was big. His eyes were blue. He held out his hand. I walked to him. I took his hand. It felt strong. I pushed the cold feeling away. I pushed Emma's crying face out of my mind. The priest spoke. We said our vows. "I, Mark, take you. I take you, Mark. I pronounce you husband and wife." Mark kissed me. Everyone clapped. I was a married woman. I was Mark's wife. We had a big party. We ate cake. We danced to loud music. I looked for Emma, but she was gone. She left right after the church. I felt a small pain in my heart, but Mark pulled me to the dance floor. He spun me around. I laughed. I was happy. I was sure I was happy. After the wedding, we moved into a new house. It was a big house in a new neighborhood. It was far away from the coffee shop. It was far away from my old life. The house had a large black front door. It was heavy. It closed with a loud boom. The first month of marriage was like a dream. We woke up late. We cooked breakfast together. We watched movies. Mark was loving. Mark was gentle. He called me his queen. He bought me presents. I thought Emma was completely wrong. I thought she was just crazy. But then month 2 began, and the dream ended. The nightmare started. It started with small things, very small things. One evening, I made pasta for dinner. I used a new recipe. I wanted to surprise him. Mark sat at the table. He took one bite. He stopped chewing. He looked at me. His face had no expression. "What is this?" he asked. His voice was low, very quiet. "It is a new pasta dish," I smiled, but my smile felt weak. "Do you like it?" He put his fork down. He picked up his plate. He stood up. He walked to the trash can. He scraped the food into the trash. Scrape, scrape, scrape. The sound made me nervous. "It is disgusting," he said. He did not yell. He just said it like a fact. "Do not ever make this garbage again. I work hard all day. I expect a proper meal. Is that too much to ask?" My face burned. I felt stupid. I felt small. "I am sorry, Mark. I will make something else." "Do not bother," he said. He walked out of the kitchen. He went to the bedroom and shut the door. Click. I stood in the kitchen alone. I washed the dishes. My tears fell into the soapy water. I told myself it was just a bad day. He was tired. Men get tired. It was okay. But it was not okay. It was the beginning. A week later, I was getting ready to go to the store. I put on a pair of blue jeans and a white shirt. It was a nice, sunny day. I walked into the living room to get my purse. Mark was sitting on the sofa. He looked at me. He looked at my clothes. "Where do you think you are going?" he asked. "To the grocery store," I said. "We need milk and bread." He stood up. He walked slowly toward me. He stopped very close to me. He looked down at my jeans. "You are not wearing that," he said. "Wearing what?" I asked, confused. "My jeans. They are just jeans, Mark." His eyes changed. The nice blue color disappeared. They looked dark, like a storm. "They are too tight," he said. His voice was hard. "You look like a cheap woman. I do not want my wife walking around looking like that. Go change." I felt angry. I felt embarrassed. "They are not tight. They are normal jeans. I wear them all the time." He grabbed my arm. His fingers squeezed my skin. Hard, very hard. I said, "Go change." He whispered the words, but the whisper was louder than a shout. It hurt. I tried to pull my arm away. "Mark, you are hurting me." He let go. He pushed me slightly. "Then listen to me. Go put on a dress, a long dress. Now. I rubbed my arm. It was red. I looked at his face. I did not see the man who bought me flowers. I did not see the man who smiled at me in the coffee shop. I saw a stranger. I saw a dangerous stranger. I turned around. I walked back to the bedroom. I took off my jeans. I put on a long, ugly brown dress. I looked in the mirror. I looked old. I looked tired. I looked defeated. I went to the store. I bought the milk. I bought the bread. I did not look at anyone. I kept my head down. I felt ashamed. Things got worse. Slowly, then quickly. He did not want me to work anymore. I make enough money, he said. My wife does not need to serve coffee to strangers. Stay home. Clean the house. Cook my meals. I quit my job. I lost my friends at the shop. I lost my reason to wake up early. He did not want me to talk to my old friends. If my phone rang, he asked, "Who is that?" If I was talking to Sarah, my friend from the shop, he would stand next to me. He would listen. He would glare at me until I hung up. "She is a bad influence," he said. "She talks too much. You do not need her. You have me." Soon I had nobody. No job, no friends, no sister, just Mark. And this big house. And the heavy black door. I was trapped. I was a bird in a cage. A golden cage, but a cage. One night, the worst night, I accidentally broke a glass. I was washing dishes. My hands were soapy. The glass slipped. It hit the floor. Crash. Shards of glass flew everywhere. Mark was in the living room watching TV. He heard the noise. He stopped the TV. Silence. Heavy, thick silence. I heard his footsteps. Thump, thump, thump. He walked into the kitchen. He looked at the broken glass on the floor. Then he looked at me. I am sorry, I stammered. My whole body was shaking. It slipped. My hands were wet. His face turned bright red. The veins in his neck popped out. He looked like a monster. "You stupid, clumsy girl," he roared. It was so loud it hurt my ears. He stepped forward. He kicked a cabinet door. Bam! The wood cracked. I screamed and covered my head. I thought he was going to hit me. He stepped closer to me. He leaned his face near mine. I could feel his hot breath. I could smell the beer he drank. "You cannot do anything right," he hissed. "You are useless. No wonder your sister left you. Nobody could love someone as stupid as you." Those words hurt more than a slap. They went straight to my heart. They broke it into tiny pieces, like the glass on the floor. He turned around and walked away. "Clean it up," he ordered over his shoulder. "Every single piece." I got down on my knees. I started picking up the glass. My tears blinded me. I cut my finger. The blood dropped onto the white floor, red on white. I sat there. I cried quietly. I cried for my lost life. I cried for my mistake. And then, in that cold kitchen, holding my bleeding finger, I remembered. I remembered the rain outside the yellow door. I remembered Emma's face. I remembered her sad, serious eyes. He is dangerous. The flowers are a lie. The smile is a mask. She was right. She was completely right. I was a fool. I was blind. I married a monster. Now I know why she left him. I finally understood her pain. I knew I had to leave. If I stayed, I would disappear. I would become nothing, just a shadow in this big house. But I was terrified. Leaving a dangerous man is the hardest thing in the world. They make you believe you are weak. They make you believe you cannot survive without them. They break your mind before they break your body. I waited. I had to be smart. I had to be careful. I walked on eggshells. I cooked perfect meals. I wore long dresses. I smiled a fake smile. I agreed with everything he said. Yes, Mark. You are right, Mark. I am sorry, Mark. I played a part. I was an actress in a very scary movie. I waited for the right time. It took 3 weeks. 3 weeks of living in total fear. One Wednesday morning, Mark woke up in a good mood. He had a big meeting at work. He put on his best suit. He ate his breakfast. He kissed my cheek. I will be home late tonight, he said. Around 8 o'clock. Make a nice dinner, a roast. I want a roast. Yes, Mark, I said softly. A roast. Have a good day. He walked out the door. The heavy black door shut. Boom. I heard his car start. I heard him drive away. I stood still for 5 minutes. I listened to the quiet house. Then my heart started to beat very fast. It was time. Now or never. I ran to the bedroom. I grabbed a small blue bag from the closet. I did not take much, just warm clothes, some underwear, a toothbrush, my important papers. I did not take any jewelry he gave me. I did not take the silver necklace. I left my wedding ring on the dresser. The shiny gold ring. It looked ugly now. It looked like a chain. I checked my wallet. I had $100. It was money I hid slowly over the last few months. $2 here, $5 there, from the grocery money. It was enough for a bus ticket. I looked around the room one last time. I felt a wave of fear. What if he came back? What if he forgot something? What if he caught me? My hands shook. I sipped the bag. I breathed in deep. You can do this, I whispered to myself. You are strong. You are brave. I walked to the front door. I unlocked it. I opened the heavy black door. The sun hit my face. The air smelled fresh. It smelled like freedom. I stepped outside. I closed the door behind me. I did not look back. I walked fast. Then I ran. I ran down the street. I ran until my legs burned. I ran to the bus station. I bought a ticket to the big city. The city where Emma lived. I sat on the bus. The engine rumbled. The bus started to move. I looked out the window. I watched the town disappear. I watched my mistake disappear. I rode the bus for 4 hours. My phone buzzed in my pocket. Once, twice, 10 times. It was Mark. He realized I was gone. He was calling. He was texting. Where are you? Get back here now. You will pay for this. I turned the phone off. I took out the battery. I threw the phone in a trash can at a rest stop. He could not track me now. He could not find me. I was a ghost. I arrived in the big city. It was loud. It was crowded. There were tall buildings everywhere. I felt very small. I did not know Emma's address, but I remembered the name of her bank. I asked people for directions. People were nice. They pointed the way. I walked for a mile. My feet hurt. My bag felt heavy, but I kept walking. Finally, I saw the big glass doors of the bank. I walked inside. The air was cool. People were busy. I walked to the front desk. "Excuse me," I said to the man at the desk. My voice was croaky. I had not spoken loudly in months. "I am looking for Emma Davis. She works here. I am her sister." The man smiled. "Ah, yes, Emma. She is in an office upstairs. Wait here, please. I will call her." I waited by the desk. I looked at the floor. My heart was pounding again. Would she see me? Would she turn me away? I was so mean to her. I kicked her out of my house. I called her a liar. She had every right to say, "Go away." I heard fast footsteps. Click, click, click. High heels on the floor. I looked up. It was Emma. She wore a sharp suit. Her hair was pulled back. She looked older, but she looked beautiful. She stopped walking when she saw me. She looked at my messy hair. She looked at my cheap clothes. She looked at my small blue bag. She looked at my face. She saw the fear in my eyes. She saw the dark circles under my eyes. She knew. Immediately, she knew everything. She did not look angry. She did not say, "I told you so." She did not say, "You should have listened." She just dropped her folders. They hit the floor with a slap. Papers flew everywhere. She did not care. She ran to me. She threw her arms around my neck. She hugged me so tight I could barely breathe. But it was a good tight. It was a safe tight. She sobbed. "Oh, my sweet, you are here. You are safe." I broke down. All the pain, all the fear, all the sadness came out. I cried onto her shoulder. I cried loudly in the middle of the bank. People looked at us, but I did not care. I had my sister back. I had my protector back. "I am sorry, Emma," I cried. "I am so, so sorry. You are right. He is a monster. I am so sorry." She rubbed my back. She kissed my head. She whispered, "Do not be sorry. It is over now. He will never touch you again. I promise. I got you. I got you." That was 3 years ago. I am 27 years old now. I live in the big city with Emma. We share a nice apartment. It has a blue door. I like the blue door. It was hard at first. The healing was slow. For many months, I had bad dreams. I woke up screaming. I thought Mark was in the room. I jumped when a door closed too loud. I was scared of loud voices. Emma helped me. She found a good doctor for me to talk to. She held my hand when I was scared. She helped me get a divorce from Mark. It was a long fight, but we won. He is completely out of my life. I never saw him again. I heard he moved to another state. I do not care where he is, as long as he is far away from me. I have a new job now. I work in a flower shop. I like it. Flowers are peaceful. Flowers are honest. They grow toward the sun. I am trying to grow toward the sun too. I learned many hard lessons. I learned that a bright smile can hide a dark soul. I learned that words are cheap, but actions are real. I learned that true love is not about controlling someone. True love does not make you feel small. True love does not make you afraid. True love helps you grow. True love makes you feel safe. Most importantly, I learned to listen to the people who truly love me. Emma tried to protect me. She saw the truth when I was blind. I was blinded by sweet words and shiny gifts. I wanted a fairy tale, but real life is not a fairy tale. Real life requires open eyes and a smart heart. Maybe you are listening to this story right now. Maybe you feel a pain in your chest. Maybe you know a man like Mark. Maybe he smiles for the world, but he yells at you behind closed doors. Maybe he tells you what to wear. Maybe he makes you feel stupid. Maybe he makes you afraid to drop a glass. If you are in that place, please listen to me. You are not crazy. You are not stupid. You are not useless. You are dealing with a dangerous person, and you need to leave. It is the hardest thing you will ever do. You will feel terrified. You will feel weak, but you are stronger than you know. Reach out for help. Call a sister, call a friend, call a helpline. There are people who will open their arms to you, just like Emma did for me. They will not judge you. They will catch you. It is okay to be scared. Fear is normal. But do not let fear keep you in a cage. You deserve to walk in the sun. You deserve to wear what you want. You deserve to make mistakes without being yelled at. You deserve a peaceful, simple, happy life. You can break the chain. You can walk out the heavy door. You can start again. I did it. I survived. I found my smile again. I found my voice again. You can do this too. Keep going. Trust yourself. Life is waiting for you on the other side of that door. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps you. I hope it brings you light. Remember, you are never alone. Be brave. Take care of your heart.